Hello friends, it's Saturday afternoon and I'm thinking about you and I'm totally taking a break to do a video. Chapter 15, get curious instead of frustrated. So I've been thinking about the number on the scale and a lot of you are frustrated because that number isn't changing. You're doing all the work and you expect results, right? And it's not happening. So then we get frustrated and mad. I want to challenge you to get curious instead and think of this as an experiment. It's just an experiment as to what works for your body and what doesn't work for your body. That's it. Okay? When you can get curious and release the anger, your brain can find evidence for more things that will help you. Because when you're frustrated and upset at that darn number, you're giving your power away and your brain's just going down the rabbit hole, and that's what's going to throw you off, right? Because then you look at that number and it's like, well, nothing's working, so who cares? I'm going to eat whatever I want today. And guess what? That doesn't work. Then you feel terrible. So I want you to start thinking about what is working. What is working? You're losing the weight of self-defeating behaviors. You're drinking your water. You're doing this better. You're feeling better. All these things are better. So when your brain goes negative, notice, just acknowledge it, and it's just like, yep. Get curious and have it be an experiment instead of frustration. Okay, so here's my story. For years, I've tried to grow raspberries. When I moved to New Mexico, they said, they don't do so good here because our soil is alkaline and raspberries like acidic. So I'm like, that's okay, not a problem. Totally gonna figure it out. I'm up for the challenge. And I did. I totally figured it out until the last 4 years. And so even like my first 3 or 4 years, it just got better and better. It's so much better that behind me used to be grass, okay? It was a whole patch and my husband let me dig it up so that I could have a gazillion raspberries, because they do mass produce underneath the plants. They multiply. So I didn't have to buy anymore. I had 100 or so raspberry plants. So the last 4 years, okay, we'll give the first year I transplanted them over here. They weren't ready to produce. So the next year I was so excited for my hundreds of raspberries. Guess what? I got hardly anything. And then I'm like, oh, all that work. Okay, I didn't quit. I didn't quit because I'm so dang determined. I'm determined and never mind the dogs. I'm determined. And so I figured it out. I'm like, oh, I need to put more sulfur down. The soil needs to be more acidic. Okay, so this next year's gonna be totally better. And guess what? It wasn't. And my husband's like, you should do something else there. You're just wasting the space in the water. And I'm like, no, we're gonna figure out raspberries. I've done it before, it's worked, it's totally gonna work again. And so last year I got a little bit for October, but they're supposed to be blooming in June. So, okay, so the point of the story is I'm not giving up, but I'm modifying and I'm readjusting because what I was doing obviously was not working, okay? I was stuck, I was in a plateau, I was stuck, so no, it's not working. So here's what I'm doing. I found some more stuff for my soil and I've read a little bit more and I dug up a lot more raspberries. Now I do have blackberries. See, blackberries grow pretty good. So I'm like, hey, let's do more blackberries, they're good. And so the dead things that look dead, those are actually grapes. But I've got a lot of blackberries that have grown where the grapes are, and I don't want them there. So where the raspberries were, I'm totally digging holes and I'm moving them over there. And I'm buying some blueberries and I'm gonna make them grow. Well, I'm gonna see if I can figure it out to have them grow, okay? Because I really love raspberries and blueberries and blackberries. I'm not giving up. And guess what? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to transplant these, to dig the holes, all this stuff. And then I'm gonna have to maintain and make sure they're watered. I've got their nutrients. I've fixed my soil. Got more peat moss in there. I've got all kinds of stuff, so it'll be better for them. We hope we get results, right? Absolutely. I expect to get berries. No, drop the expectations. My intent is to have blueberries and blackberries and raspberries, and these are the following things I'm doing to make that, to hope that it happens. And if it doesn't, by the end of this year, Now the blackberries are going to be in stock, so I don't know if I'll get them this year or not. So sometimes I give them 2 years. They got 2 chances. And I do have other gardens. So, so we're going to try that for at least this year, maybe another year. And then we're going to figure it out year by year, step by step, to see what's the best use of this land here to grow stuff that I can enjoy, that my family can enjoy. Okay, do not give up on yourself, right? Keep trying. Yeah, one step at a time. It's just an experiment to figure out what works for you. Alrighty, talk to you later. You got this. Keep working on yourself one step at a time. I must go back to work now. Bye. I totally forgot to add that, yes, I still have these raspberries behind me because they did good. They're the one section that did okay. And I went to Ace and I saw a different kind of raspberry they have than the kind I have. So I'm totally gonna buy some of those and put them over here in another corner. So I'm not giving up on the raspberries.